And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be playing some Super Single Battle Mason Nuzlocke today, my friend, with Pokemon X and Y. And my team is different from last time, but I'm still using Frosthorn, as Frosthorn has a way of checking an opponent for physical attacks with Iron Bar and Rocky Helmet, and Thunder Wave making my opponent slower than my team and giving Frosthorn an advantage of going first. But I have a Frosthorn, a Hydreigon, and I think Garchomp? Yeah, it should be Garchomp. Now, this Hydreigon doesn't have Draco Meteor, which it should. But instead of Draco Meteor, it has Hyper Voice. So, Surf, Surf, Hyper Voice, Fire Blast, and Hyper Voice. I paralyze my opponent after using Stealth Rocks. The main purpose of Frosthorn is to be that spiky tank to withstand my opponent's physical attacks while I dish out Thunder Wave or Stealth Rock, vice versa. My opponent used Hail, and it's using Icy Wind twice, but means nothing to a Steel type. And you can't lower my speed, because I'm using Power Whip, and you're out of there. Staraptor can't take the chance of you being reckless. Never mind. But you lowered my attack. Land Shark, which is Garchomp. And Garchomp really does look like a land shark. It's a savage. it's a savage shark that resembles a dragon, as it is wingless and is an earth and has earth attributes. So it's crazy when it outspeeds. He's prepared for ground type moves, but to a savage like by land shark, there's no surviving. There's no surviving any of these attacks. I'm gonna bring back. Ooh, and Stealth Rocks got him again. But my question is, can you use Stealth Rocks more than once in battle? Or is one time just good enough? My opponent's using Fairy Dance. I said Fairy, then I Feather. Ooh, not a good move. So close. But Hyper Voice. I imagine Hyper Voice just being a loud screech at your opponent. I mean, it does 120. And now, battle number 9. Same rules, you guys. If this team fails, I cannot use any of these Pokemon. And I think I'm using Salamence instead of my Landshark or Garchomp, as Salamence still outspeeds my opponent, but he is not as reckless as the subspecies of Garchomp. True dragons have elegance, and shame on me using Thunder Wave twice, knowing that my opponent is a water and an earth type. So he's just shaking the earth, but I ain't gonna have it, because I'm gonna use Power Whip, because I've seen the error in my ways. And he's out of there. 4 times the damage, man. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Just don't do it. Explode. I wonder how it is to be soundproof, but yet you make the loudest sounds. Is that like being tone deaf? No, 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 no. But Explode has the ability soundproof, but he knows all sound-based moves. So weird phenomenon. While I use Drain Punch, and my opponent is well prepared, but you can be prepared all you want. I am gonna get my second hit, and it's super effective. It's gonna use Uproar. But not today. Your tantrums won't last, as I'm gonna use Drain Punch. But one of my future goals is to use an Explode with a scrappy nature. I still haven't found one, but that will be one of my goals. Ooh, a victory bell. Come back. Such a beautiful flower. Or fly trap. Gastric acid. You restrict my levitation, so I'm gonna burn you with fire blast. Why do the good always die so young? No work and no play make you all girl, huh? I'll make you into a woman. Anyway, battle number 10. I'm using Frostthorn, Genghis Kong, and that was Hydreigon. Yes. Frostthorn. My opponent has a Vaporeon. And the question with using Wish, does it take 3 turns to kick in? Or does it take 2? Because my opponent used Wish twice. I'm going to use Thunder Wave. Can't move. And I'm going to use Power Whip, so I can go first. Ooh, hanging in with... See, my opponent used Wish twice. Does it take 2 turns, or does it take 3 turns for it to kick in? And also, Vaporeon. Is Vaporeon more special attack, or have more defense and special defense? Because my opponent's using a dual water, well, a water type team. An all water type team. My opponent's using Bunks, but Iron Bar, Rocky Helmet, Thunder Wave. Now you won't be jumping around, Frogger. How many of you guys played the game Frogger? And I'm talking about the old game where you had to run across the street. Or the one where you had to save your babies in each little mini game. Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. But I'm bringing up my Hydreigon. My opponent's going to use Bunks. But my Hydreigon's not staying in the battle, as I'm going to switch him out. iron bar, and rocky helmet. Then your parents tell you to look before you leap. Ooh, but my opponent's gonna use swagger. Confusion. He wants to confuse me. But no amount of swag will stop this tank. Oh, never mind. I guess swagger's over 9,000. So I'm bringing back my Frostthorn. And I'm going to bring out my Hydreigon. My opponent's going to use Bonks again. But you won't be around too long, because I'm switching out. And you're going to be like, Familiar, how come you are pussying out and not using your Hydreigon to attack? What's the point of attacking if my opponent's in the air? Tell me that. And I'm going to use Power Whip as my opponent is paralyzed and I go first due to his speed being down. Ooh, busting out the Gyarados. You better expect Dragon Dance. Ooh. And he had an Intimidate ability. Could have been worse. So his attack and speed, but you're not outspeeding me. I'm going to bring back my Frostthorn. The way I see it, a team with Frostthorn, with Pokemon that surround around Frostthorn, is a good deal. As long as your Frostthorn is always around throughout all of your matches, you would make a good sweep away with all your other sweepers, whether they be physical or special attack, as you will be able to gain speed over your opponent, and speed is king. As the wild cowboy said to the crazy Indian, one who draws the gun first wins the battle, or something like that. I'm not good with these puns. So I'm going to use Fake Out, and you're out of there. Stay tuned for more, you guys, and follow me on Twitter at VTV696.